2, and then I think Vamp then KO'd out and Ghosts to go buy a house and live with his girlfriend.
Hey man, that sounds like the fairy tale ending for a man who spent most of his time as a warrior. We all just want to go home and be a family man like Ken from Street Fighter. Still, I mean, from my experience, I had the only successes I've had in esports has basically come with being on a team for a super long time with a lot of players. So yeah, that's where the successes lie. If you can get a good teammate, hold on to him. Do not let him go. Strangle the life out of him if you have to. Lock him up, put him in your basement. Do not let them leave because you need them. Guys, Rig Draft is underway. We are almost ready to kick off game number 1 here. We've got MINDFREAK versus the Infa Army. Team Infamous almost had me there. Here's the Rig Draft once more. So again, pretty standard stuff going in a hardpoint. Yeah,
definitely pretty standard stuff here. Though we do see a little bit of a difference. We've got the FTL jump from MINDFREAK as opposed to the Centurion. I'm keen to see what Excite can do with that. Get a little bit of feels from the old glitch back in the Black Ops 3. It's just a little bit inverted. I'm very keen to see what he does. I think I haven't really seen that many amazing plays, but I'm hoping that happens here. And of course, in the hands of Excite, I think we'll probably see some magic.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Breakout. Hardpoint is going to be our first game. Excite running the FTL, see what he can do. Got Shocks, obviously running Camo. And on the other side of the board, we talked about it a little bit. And of course, Kitty, or as he's calling himself today, Envious. Well, Envious Kitty's the full name. He's also using that Camo. So yeah, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. And you sure as hell can't teach an old kitty anything, probably. Cat's just the worst, man. I'm a dog person. I'm not going to lie about it, guys. Breakout, Hardpoint, game number 1. We're almost underway. Early predictions, it's been super heavy MINDFREAK fanboying on this desk. But I've got a lot of hope seeing the guys on the other side of the board can bring the thunder, see what Infa can make happen here. Now, Carl, I want to talk a little bit more about FTL. I mean, have you seen any standout FTL plays happen so far? I mean, of course, there's a couple of highlights from Glitch back on Black Ops 3. Yeah. But, you know, FTL, it's not as... You know, it's not like Rewind. We saw that previously with Skinbot, or we'll call him by his full name, which was Synaptic, before he rested in peace. Yeah, it's not quite as like game-changing as that, but no, how do you feel, you know, what's the most effective use of an FTL play?
I feel like you're thinking about the FTL jump in sort of the same vein as you use the boost dashes in Advanced Warfare. So like if you push out, you can back down pretty quickly and things like that, or just for crossing gaps, basically. I don't think it's probably as good as the Centurion. I think that has a little bit more use here, but I mean, if Excite's going to be aggressive, then that's exactly the thing he needs.
We're going to kick this one off with Kitty for Team Infa. Game 1, ladies and gentlemen, MINDFREAK versus Team Infa here on the main stage at CWL Sydney. Let's get into it.
Yeah.
So we'll kick this one off with Kitty. Have a quick look at the loadout so far for everyone. You know, pretty standard stuff. We get a tiny glimpse now as he running the MV4. We've got an MV4 there as well for Spades. So 2-2 for Infa.
Interesting to note that we do have a little bit of difference in tacticals here. The Americans tend to run more of your flechette grenades, and we've got a little bit more of the jammers here. And I think I did see another one of those different grenades as well.
Here comes our opening gambit. Both teams now charging on through to that hard point. We've got shots out. Spades with 2 already, so great start from him. And then 2 in return for the boys in blue, MINDFREAK. So now, no time accumulated yet for either team. Early days from this hardpoint.
Yeah, that was huge from Spades there because they actually sent a 2-2 split. They sent 2 out to Showers, and then basically Spades was in a sort of a 1v3 sort of situation there with his teammates who were a little bit out of position to trade that kill.
On board with Fire, just gets taken down. We'll go back to Buzzo, who's still locking down there at loading dock. No action just yet. We'll jump on board with Envious. Kitty now, nading on through, trying to push through that hill. They need those opening kills. 2 in the name of Team Infa. 1 from Excite there on defense. Beautiful positioning though from Cody. He's going to get those kills. Jump on board with Fighter as he coming off spawn. Actually, there's flechette grenade there in the back pockets here. Good call there. Maybe that's that NA experience coming over. They saw a lot of that used there in MLG. We'll see if they can't make something happen here on Breakout. Yeah,
definitely. I think MINDFREAK were pretty set up to rotate for this new hill, but it hasn't quite worked out, and they sort of got some awkward split spawns cross-map. It looks like we see Infa mostly in control of hill, but we do have a couple of MINDFREAK players sort of pinching out the back. Sort of those guys 8 and 5 back there, I think that is Excite and Buzzin. They're going to have to make some huge kills here, but they both get taken out, unfortunately.
Oh, great place here from Azzy, staying alive, doing the best he can. We're going to jump on board with Spades. He's also dead, back on the Kitty. Nope, looks like everyone on Infa were taken down there. So MINDFREAK now in control of that hard point. Staying on board with Kitty as he tries to get those opening kills. Spades gets 1 on the push, and here comes the charge. There's 25 seconds left on this hard point. Still on board with Kitty as he makes a sneaky play, goes for the slide, doesn't make anything happen here. We'll have a look at Shocks.
Huge 3-piece from Excite right there, and that's another 4 down. So we've got 16 seconds left on the rotation. Infa is just going to completely give that hill up and get on that rotate. they're going to have the superior sort of cave spawns, and there's only really going to be Fighter up the top there to contest them.
On board now with Buzzo, making that long play round back. Now, Carl, is this the preferred spawn, this back area here?
Yeah, the cave is far superior ground. I mean, you've got a lot more head glitch options, and it's going to really be down to Buzzin here to sort of pinch this hill out. He really needs to play his life, because they're obviously doing a 3-in-1 pinch, and now he's basically just given up the cave spawns. This is going to be Team Infa's basic huge amount of time to get back on this hill. And they're already picking up kills. Like I said, there's all these different options for head glitches, and MINDFREAK just sort of has to YOLO in and clutch up, basically.
YOLO they do. Buzzo gets 2 there. He's now got control of that hard point. Now it looks like we are going to see MINDFREAK getting on the board a little bit more. It's 52-24 right now. Still on board with Buzzo. Big kills from him, 2 in a row. Doing a fantastic job here. He's halfway towards his overdrive and 25 away from that kill streaks. We'll stay on board with Buzzo because he's having a good run at the moment.
Yes,
9-3. We talked about his kills earlier in his KDA, and you know how he's been maybe pulling back a little bit, but as you can see, yeah, he's getting spawns for his team. Now he's racking up time, and kills are plenty for him. So with Buzzo on 4, it's looking good for MINDFREAK.
Yeah, man. I mean, I talked about my MVP being Fighter, but he's sort of letting the team down here on 1-8. A little bit of a slow start. I mean, we spoke about this earlier. We expect them to not quite go as crazy off the mark here.
Now, this is the second time we've just seen Team Infa get the rotation early and manage to get those opening points. Now, are we going to see MINDFREAK come in and collapse the top of them? We'll stay on board with Kitty as he tries to hold off this push. Players from MF, you can see them charging through showers. They've baited. He's watching it closely, but it looks like they're going to go through mid instead. Yeah,
it looks like, well, initially on that old hill, MINDFREAK actually got the flip at the right time, but didn't manage to hold spawns. And it's pretty much now down onto, what is this, Fighter just sort of pushing in on his own. A little bit messy. He's going to have to clutch up here because he has 2 players wall running in on him.
Big kill there, does get taken down. We'll jump on board with Buzzo as he pushes on through, trying to make some plays here happening in big showers, big shots out. Does get the kill there on Azzy. He's still alive. His team are racking up that time, watching the back here. Great stuff from Buzzo. That's 2 in a row. He's having a great game so far, 11-4. We've got Shocks going 10-4 on the other side of things. A little slow start from Fighter going 3-9. We'll have a look on the other side of the board. This is Kitty from Infa. Big kills there on loading dock. He's charging them through. They've got 1 second left on that hard point. Here comes the next hard point. These players are going to be grabbing a bit of time here. Shots out. He's staying alive, but finally goes down there. Let's have a look at Flares and see how he's doing.
Yeah, it looks like MINDFREAK there opted to hold the full hill instead of basically rotating early, and they've sort of set up, allowed Team Infa to sort of set up pretty nicely on that hard point, but they did just get 2 kills, so they should hopefully be able to break this, and they do. They pick up the 3rd, and they should just be MINDFREAK taking control here.
Yeah, MINDFREAK really taking control. 116-63 is the score so far on board with Shocks as they charge on through to this hard point. They're getting back to the very first spot. Central rooftop is going to be a hard point. An early start here from MF. They've got the first 20 seconds down, 25 left on the clock. Big play there from Shocks. Almost pays off for him, but he does walk into 2 members of Infa, and now 3 dead for MINDFREAK. Buzzo last guy, and that is it. MINDFREAK got wiped out that hard point with 15 seconds left. It felt like they got the chunk change there.
That was really, really risky by Shocks. He basically just pushed into somewhere where he knows people are going to be on his own with no proper cover. I mean, he did have a teammate behind him on hill, but that person on hill is just looking to contest and basically just play their life and get points. So MINDFREAK are just going to come in a little bit late on this rotation, though it does look like we have Shocks and Excite working around for spawns. This is going to be a pretty big gunfight on to Envious at the back. So this is going to be huge here. Whoever wins this fight basically will win spawns. And it looks like Excite's going to pick that up, but immediately traded out. So I think we're going to see Infa with spawns here, basically.
Yeah, this is it. On board now with Spades, who's managed to get those back spawns for this cell block. He's got a little bit of work ahead of him to cut on through here. Does get that first kill there on Fight, and now he's got a doorway. He's got a way in. Here comes the Flood from Infa. Kills out. A second for Spades. Gets the 3rd. Beautiful stuff. This is an incredible push. He's cleaned his way through there, and what a way for the young man to capture that hard point.
Yeah, they really needed those frags there. That was really huge by Spades. I think he got some pretty good timing as he did have a teammate pinching in from the middle. But it looks like the spawns... Yeah, the spawn's going to go in favor for this new hill towards MINDFREAK. They've rotated nice and early, as Infa did previously. I think it's going to be down to Kitty again to win this 1v1, and he doesn't. A little bit of an awkward jump in there. Would have liked to see him cross a little bit quicker to cover instead of just floating in the air.
Still, nice pinch there from MINDFREAK, 158-110. Infa making a slow and steady comeback. That hard point now falling into MINDFREAK. So I believe this is the first one they've actually managed to get the opening points from that. Smoke's out.
Wow, Smoke's coming out. This is interesting.
Well, it's one way to get through the caves, right? Let's see how Fighter handles this one. Here comes 2 members of Infa. Shots out, does get 1, does get the second. Gorgeous stuff there from Fighter. He goes down, but not without taking 2 of them with him. Now with Buzzo, watching that back. He's got the world of, he's got his whole team helping him out there as the team was basically wiped out there, and we're seeing the spawns for the guys in Infa well away. Not exactly what they're looking for now. And Buzzo doing his best to stay alive is going to get brought down. We'll have a look at Azzy as he pushes on through with his team. Back on with Spades now, who's also getting kills at plenty of Spades. Great game for him so far. 18-10. He's on the main stage and he knows it.
Yeah, looking at the KDs, things are pretty similar here, though the MINDFREAK does have a good 90-point lead on them. I think that's just, again, like Infra has sort of won a lot of the early rotations, but they haven't been able to hold onto it on the points. We're going to see MINDFREAK contesting again from the worst spawns. We're going to see pretty much a repeat of what we saw earlier on this rotation to commissary. I think that's Infra with a pretty solid setup. They've got enough men around the back to sort of lock down spawns with that amount of people. We did see Excite just pop his FTL jump, and it doesn't really result in anything. His teammates get taken out, and it's just going to be down to Buzzin to win these spawns, which he does. So this could be a MINDFREAK in control here, and Team Infra with a good 10-second jog in from the other side of the map at cell block.
Oh, that's a long jog. You don't really want that. Time is not your friend in hardpoint. 136 to 197. MINDFREAK now within 50 points of winning the game. 30 seconds left on this hardpoint. They will not be able to do it here, but can they hold on? Get a ton of time. We're going to have a quick look at that player Fighter who's making a push on through mid, getting that defensive kills. Nice one there on flares. He doesn't have another player now to jump on board with.
I think Excite, no, he just got taken down. He was in a really good position there to sort of slow the enemy team. His job wasn't necessarily to pick up all of the kills on the enemy team rotating through showers, but it did slow them down enough to make this basically just a final contest in the last 10 seconds.
Great stuff there from Shox, using that cover to isolate those 1v1 fights, taking on two players essentially at the same time, but he managed to make that a 1v1 situation, which he almost held on to. So now we'll have a quick look on Kitty's side of things as he's making a wall run. We'll see who else is in position.
Yeah, this is going to be a pretty important kill here because this, that's basically a free kill in the back, and he's going to get some loading control here. So his team has Hill. They're pretty nicely set up, and MINDFREAK again, just sort of spawning out awkwardly. Not really in a position to really team push anything at all. It's just going to be a big split push from across the map, all individual gunfights, and they've won the first two.
First three now in their hands. MINDFREAK now pushing on through. They've got 30 seconds left in this hard point. They could win it here if they want to, but it's a scrappy hill. It's hard for them to get a solid amount of time together. Fighter not managing to kill that player in showers. Does come in with a hip fire, and he makes that one work. We'll stick on board with Fighter as he works for those defensive plays. Can't get the second. Does manage to get it there as he goes down. On the reload now. Fighter working through those kills one by one. Buzzo now opting for the duck and dive. Great defensive play, but doesn't manage to make it work as he last man attacking the hill for his team. He's actually got one member of his team in position there. He's got that Scarab in the back pocket if he needs it, but in hard point, not really a sort of a worthy kill streak to pop out.
Yeah, I dare say this map's going to go to MINDFREAK. There's only 10 points left, and they got the rotation. Looks like they opted to sort of flank around the top of the map as opposed to just sort of contesting the old hill, which I think that was Infa's big mistake there. Although they did have to contest it, they really needed to rotate to this new.
There's a huge fight going down now, and I think we just got three members of MF picking up a ton of hill time there. Still on board. Still on board with Buzzo. This is it. That's the game, ladies and gentlemen. Game one is going to be going to MF, 250 to 158. No huge surprises there. But still, Infa looking pretty solid. You know, kills between both teams very, very solid. You know, the KDs don't totally represent exactly what's happening in the